So, hi everyone again. This is a little short series on holding the violin and the bow. Obviously, two hands are involved, so I will concentrate on one hand separately and then on the other. So, I'll put the bow away. We always begin when we're learning holding the violin. So, we need to be able to hold the violin the most natural way, because if we do something that it's done incorrectly, quite likely we'll develop neck pain or lower back pain. So, like anything, like lifting weights, when people go to the gym to lift weights, those things have to be done the correct way. So, it's the same with us. So, holding the violin with the raised shoulder, not a good idea, because would you stand like this for 5 minutes? You would say, well, that doesn't feel natural. We need to stand the most natural way. So the most natural way is to be on feet just slightly apart, one foot in front of the other, most likely the left foot, which is where the violin is, which is that side of the body needs to be a little bit supported. Also with the left hand, how it will come up, it'll come up in the most natural way. So obviously we're not going to raise the hand back there, because then we would know what we were doing. Left here, well, then the bow would be in the wrong place. So it needs to be, I like to say, which way would you raise your hand most comfortably? Each person is slightly different. So between front and straight down from the shoulder in the middle. So it's around the most comfortable way. So once the violin is placed here, we also need to remember one very important thing right from the very beginning, that we keep this wrist away. And I'll very quickly say why. If we flip the hand forward, fingers open up. If we flip the hand backwards, fingers close up. And if we have fingers closed up, it makes it very difficult reaching up for the right spaces, for the right notes to sound just how they should. The next section is about how is this hand to be held? Are we going to be placing fingers this way? Or are we going to be placing them on tips? Are we going to support the violin or not? So yes, the support is important, because if the elbow is out and everything will slide, then we are not holding the instrument. Instruments actually held not by the hand here. This hand needs to be free to move around, and sometimes very quickly and efficiently, and with an aerodynamic shape. And I'll talk about that probably in the next segment. But if we have got this collarbone here and a jawbone, they act like a little vice. So if this part of the violin just goes in there, if we have a little support, we can actually hold the violin without any support. And you can clearly see it's quite solid. Then comes the little support of the elbow underneath, like a shelf. We won't put up a shelf up on the wall without any brackets supporting it. So this is our little bookshelf for the books, and this is the support bracket. And this last section is to continue with the left hand support. Well, the left hand is already supported, as we discussed in the previous two segments, but the hand needs to be turned towards the violin, because if we didn't, then that little pinky has got a very long way to reach up. And when it reaches up like that, you can clearly see that it's now sitting on two strings, not just on one. So we actually place fingers on the tips like you would on the piano. I often say to children, a lot of children are quite familiar with keyboard, and they will play, and the first thing they are taught is not to put flat fingers, to play with fingertips. Well, we do the same. So I say, imagine you're playing piano backwards. And that's what happens. You're playing your piano backwards. So you're putting your fingers on fingertips. That way, you have got a little tunnel here. You can see what is happening. Am I touching on another string? So you can easily move from string to string, not covering other strings, because sometimes we play more than one note. How many notes can we play together? 4, because we got 4 fingers. Okay, so this is continuing with the left hand grip on the violin and what happens here. You can see I'm moving my wrist a lot, and this is just to make people aware that if we have got this wrist in, like I showed earlier, what happens with the fingers. If this wrist is in, I'm trying to reach up with the pinky for a note. Sometimes we have to reach up quite a bit higher with the hand right where I have it now. You need to reach up for one note. So we're not going to playing fast. We're not going to move just for one note. We need to be able to just throw that pinky and get the right pitch note. But if this is like that, that is not working. And there is a lot of tightness in that muscle, and I can feel my ligaments pulling. So this is a bad thing, because that will also give stresses to the neck. A lot of musicians in the olden days needed to have massage. I remember being at work, and just like ballet dancers, musicians also ended up getting a massage because of unnecessary stresses, because they didn't do something right.